Right, hello and good evening. If you're joining me, I'm Gary, Watch Along Leeds, and you're joining, I'm obviously in Jakarta, and for the first time in 5 months, I'm pleased to say we've got some rain, so it's finally cooling the air off a little bit and cleaning the air because honestly, horrendous. So yeah, hello and welcome. Of course, quite a bit to talk about. A few points. I'm just loaded a few things up. Of course, we're going to start with the press conference. Uh, what did Farker have to say in the press conference? Quite a few bits and pieces come out of that. Usual Daniel Farker, very in depth, very detailed answers. So we're going to get into that. And then, of course, we're going to follow up with Stoke. What do I think we're going to do against Stoke at the Bet365 Stadium? It's kick-off Wednesday at 8 p.m. And, it's one of those bogey teams, isn't it? Not a place that anybody really likes going. Very tough team, tough crowd, tough stadium overall. Don't know what it is about that place, but I seem to think we've been a bit jinxed there over the years. But we're going to have a little look at records and all that sort of thing. Hey, Danny, you all right, mate? And of course, then what we'll do is we'll open it up. We'll have any other business segment. If you want to come on, you got something to talk about. You want to get your points across. Of course, I'm all ears, and hopefully, you want to put some good points in there, and we can talk about those things as we go. I know I have seen Danny actually coming up on. I think you've been on Stu's channel, haven't you, Danny? I think you popped up on a couple of live streams once upon a time. So if you want to join up a little bit later on, I'll put a little link in later on, and yeah, of course. You want to put your points in. We can get those sorted out and talk about those just as we go through tonight's little stream. So I'm just going to try and keep this quick. Of course, it's very late where I am, and the usual early morning start man that I am. I don't want to get to bed. Need my beauty sleep. So, yeah, that's really all there is to say. Let's get the stream started. We'll get cracking, and here we
Watch
go.
along Leeds, shorts, live, and watch along with me, Leeds United, because we all love Leeds.
Yeah, it took me a little while to make that, but anyway, what did he have to say? Well, Farker mentioned a few things actually during the press conference that I was quite interested in. I'm always interested in hearing what he says, and I mean, some fans get a little bit bored about. I say bored, but some people get bored about hearing him. And specifically the journalists do come under quite a bit of fire. I think from the from the fans, don't they? So, you know, I think I saw you mentioned there, Danny, during that live stream that um, the club pretty much pre-authorised the questions that the journalists can ask. Example, here's a list of questions. Which ones can we ask? And they'll say, yeah, we'll ask that, and these are the five. No, he's not going to answer those. And they generally try to keep it to about 30 minutes, I think. Makes me wonder if there is some kind of minimum that they have as part of the EFL rules and regulations. But of course, if you want to go through the handbook, find that out. Good luck to you. I did have a read of it actually recently. Anyway, let's get back onto the point. Held us out apparently, but then he said, "Now ready." So I'm not quite sure what he makes of that. Helder could be coming back into the fray. Also, he said that Spence and Dallas are still out. No real return date given. We suspected that we should see them. They are back in training. I think Dallas has been training. I think, but Farker said that it's going to be some time before they are match ready. He said that it's possibly 7 weeks, but he said that he's wanting or willing to give youth a chance if needed, which I found quite quite surprising that, I'm thinking, are they going to try and promote a couple of players and fill those two empty slots that we have? And we've got a lightning strike. Oh, that's interesting. Haven't seen one of those, so maybe you'll catch a bit of lightning on the stream. Hernandez and said, well, during the Archie Gray performance against Norwich, he said that Hernandez gave Gray the runaround, more or less. He said that at right back, and that Stoke will be a difficult challenge. They will create many chances, but he said that he thought in the first half, the players that we put out against Norwich looked a little bit rusty after the international break, and he thought that the first half it was just a case of them trying to get back into the rhythm routine of playing Championship football. Of course, sometimes they fly away to different places, don't they? They're playing this pedestrian international type of football. They might play one or two games and then they get back. Perhaps that's making them a little bit rusty. And I thought that was a fair point. He said it's easier to shine when you are in front. But we fought back and fought well against Norwich, and I thought that was a really interesting point. It's great when we're in front and we're absolutely steamrolling other teams, but the important, or one of the most important parts, is: are you resilient enough? Are you resilient enough to win this league? And I honestly am starting to come around to the fact that all right, we're in third. Let's not get too excited. But I think that we could definitely reel these two teams in ahead of us. I don't think they've had a dip in form yet. Ipswich, of course, they lost against us, and we've yet to play Leicester. Get 3 points against those two teams, and we're right in it. We're right in the thick of it. And of course, you only need them to start drawing a couple of games, a couple of injuries and stuff like that. It's a long season ahead, and it's still early days. But Farke said that he's not looking too much at the table, getting too excited at this time, and neither should the fans. We should all be a little bit calm down a little bit. I think. I mean, it's great to get excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm pleased as punch that we are where we are. Given what we've had to put up with over the last few months. And I think Farke's doing an outstanding job. It couldn't really... Yeah, all right, we've had a couple of losses and stuff, and you kind of expect that while things are getting settled down after all the changes. But overall, is he doing a good job? After the time, yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled and with what he's done, and I can't see that he would have done, or he could have done any better. He said that we have to be ready for a battle against Stoke. We're going to talk a little bit about them. We need to start stronger. They have 5 players coming back from injury, but we are in good shape, he said. And we need to be at our very best if we're going to beat this Stoke team at their place. Stoke, as we'll find out a little bit later on, a bit hit and miss. Although they're not up there at the moment, they have had some good results, and we need to be a little bit again respectful. I think that's the way. Not get too complacent. Not think that we're going to go there and we're going to walk out of 3 points without breaking a sweat. And I think that's when I look back at that Southampton game. Oh God, I'm not going to talk about that because Jesus. Club stabilisation is more important than the table position at the moment, is what he said, and I think that's right. He's brought the stability back into the club. Again, they always make references to his days at Norwich and all the rest of it, and we know all about that. But he said that he needs to be. Let me just start that bit again. He said that he's not paying too much attention to the table at the moment, but he's happy that we're scoring, we're achieving clean sheets, and we are controlling games. But the expected threat, the XG, which is something that we talk about, is problematic. We're having all these chances and we don't seem to be converting the percentages that we should be converting compared to other teams. And I say other teams, the two above us are probably a little bit better in the finishing capacity, in the finishing department. And that Norwich game, when I look back at it, I was sat there thinking, we're going in 2-0 down at half time. We could, if we'd have taken a little bit more care over our shooting, we should have been 4-2 up by now. But then again, Norwich had that first half and they dominated us, didn't they? But when he made those changes, it made all the difference, and I'm absolutely pleased that we came away with the points and 3 goals, of course, and it's absolutely fantastic. He said that we must be more efficient. It's something that he's called for in the past. You'll have heard him say this in the past. We need to concentrate on and try and control what we can and not worry too much about what Ipswich and Leicester are doing. And, they're going to work really hard to try and make sure that obviously we're not getting too close. Hello, Jess. Good evening to you as well. Danny as well, of course. The quality and the standard is high in the Championship. He said that it is improving. Some people, and I don't. I'm not going to get into slanging matches, mentioning any names or anything like that. But I've seen some people say, that the quality is poor. It's this, it's that. The Championship's it's a awful league, and all right. The quality isn't there compared with the Premier League. But these clubs are running on a fraction of the budgets that some of these clubs in the Premier League are running at. So they can only offer what they can afford. And I think what he said was, yes, the quality isn't perhaps what it is in the Premier League, but when it comes to toughness, this league is the toughest league in the world. It's tougher than the Premier League, probably. In terms of the number of games, the space and the recovery time that they have between games, the places that you have to visit. You have to go away. It's the miles that they have to cover to try and get to these places. It sounds to me like with that air accident at Leeds Bradford at the weekend, that they had to go on a coach. You might think, and some people say, "Oh well, they shouldn't be going down there on a coach." Mate, it's 3.5 hours, 4 hours on a bus, whatever it is. You add time for the flooding and the disruption and stuff like that. Sitting on a bus for 4 hours, man, it's not fun. Get on a plane any day of the week and just zip them down there in 25 minutes. Much better, much more efficient, and shove them on a plane. That's it. That's my opinion. I mean, environmentalists won't agree, but there we go. That's what it is. He said that he's very grateful for the role at our massive club. The fan base is terrific, but demanding. He said they hard work, of course, but they are valuable. And most importantly, he said that the fans are worth more than any one member, any one director, any one player, or any one member of personnel at the club. And that's a good thing. It sounds like he's endeared himself to the fans. I mean, I think he's fantastic for us, and I think overall, on average, I think the fans are really pleased with what he's doing for us. He's not worried about Archie Gray, and this is what the note I wrote here is. I think with what he said, it sounds to me like he's going to play Archie Gray against Stoke, but Daniel Farker's got a bit of he's got a bit of a habit of pulling a surprise out of the hat, hasn't he? So don't be surprised if he starts Gray on the bench. You might see there that I have pinned a poll. If you want to tap that poll and let me know what you think. I can't see the poll at the moment, but 75% of you. Well, I think there's only 3 people anyway because it's 3 whatever. Say that he should start from the bench. Only one person or somebody said yes, should start from the very beginning. I think that's what that indicates. You know, he's a young. Everybody talks about his youth and his energy and all this sort of thing, but it's that thing of burnout, isn't it? Do we want to be burning him out? Do we want to be overplaying him? Is he going to get disheartened if he is put on the bench, or if he is given a game or two off, where you think young lads like that, and is it going to do anything to his confidence or his playing ability? All these questions. I mean, he's the best man, isn't he? Farker is the best man to manage Archie Gray, and I don't think there's anybody else comes close. He'll know what he's doing with him, no doubt. But I'd be overall. I think I'd be quite happy to say that give him some bench time. Yeah, give him some bench time. It's not because he's playing bad, not because he struggled in the last game, and I think he did struggle at that right back position. He struggled against, I think, was it Hernandez or something? I did mention the name earlier on. And, when I look at that Norwich game, he did look tired. He looked a little bit fatigued, and not tired, but fatigued. And those are two different things altogether, where he looked a bit laboured at times during that game. But, he saw out the full duration of the match. And for me, I'm thinking, yeah, all right. They're saying, 3 or 4 days recovery time should be enough for somebody that age. But is it really enough recovery time? I don't think it is. Just give him a game off, And if we do start to struggle, at least we've got him on the bench. We can put him on, and it gives us that option, doesn't it? That things need shoring up, or we need someone with a bit more vision. Because one thing I do like about Archie Gray is his passing range is generally quite good, from what I've seen. So yeah, chat. You let me know. I'm gonna show some of these chat messages in a minute, and then we'll discuss them. All right. So don't think I'm ignoring you. Likely to play, but strange. That he did say that the training this week, since the Norwich game, has been of low intensity, and they have been trying to get the players to rest well. You will know that if you watch that interview with, I think it was one of the physios or one of the trainers, and they did say there that one of the important things is the monitoring the sleep of the players, and I think that's a good thing. It's a bit intrusive, isn't it? But making sure that the players aren't sat up till 1 a.m, 2 a.m. playing on Xbox or whatever all night, gaming and God knows what, it is a good thing, because that's got to be the easiest thing in the world, hasn't it? That they've got all these resources at their disposal, that the players are being managed and managed responsibly. That yes, we are monitoring the sleep patterns, and it's something that I talk to our students about a lot, because they're under intense pressure every month to do these monthly assessment things. I won't talk about that too much, but I have them, and I mean the kids, for Christ's sake, 10-year-old, 11-year-old, they're up studying, until midnight. Some of them 3 or 4 hours sleep, then they're up again, doing a bit of study before they go to school. By the time they get to school, they're absolutely knackered. So this is something I talk to the students about, but I'm not going to press too much on that. Bamford sounds to me like he's not in Farker's plans as the main striker, but he's good when coming off the bench. It gives us another option. They are totally different players, he said about Jorginho, Rutte and Pirot. They're playing quite well. So Bamford, not likely we're going to see him as an automatic starter, but perhaps he needs to give Rutter a bit of time off, or stick him on the bench for a half, or Pirot. He's got some options to think about. I'd be interested to see, chat. We'll talk a bit about lineups. I know that Stu's got the lineup program with Mali, but I don't know if that one's on yet or not this week. But luckily, Stu has been, or I don't know if he's still there, if he is in the chat or not. So we'll have a little look, get some of these. Have a good thank you very much. Yeah, of course, we've done that already. Archie Gray should be used, but not all the time. Yeah, I agree, Stu. I think we need to give him a bit of a rest. He's played a lot of football in a short space of time. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, of course, Stoke like to counter attack after sitting in the low block. I think then they're not. It's fair to say they're not the only team that like to play in this fashion, in this way. But I think it depends on the quality of players, a lot of it, and I think it also depends on are they going to give more than they normally do. And I suspect, like all the other teams that we're going to play, that they're all going to up the game against us. I think it's going to be a scalp for them to beat Leeds United, isn't it? Something that they can be proud of. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, good. Yes, I have. Shine a light. There we go. What happened? Don't know what happened then, chat, but I think I've got streaming. I had some problems. When I looked at the replay from that Norwich game, no interruptions in the visual, but here, like the screen keeps going stuff. It's just done it again. I don't know if that's storm interference or what, but maybe. The journalist, yes, okay, yeah, I think we said November for Spence. Yeah, let's hope that we see Jed Spence coming back, and it might be the signal's going. No, signal looks all right. It's a StreamYard problem, I think. Hello, Jess. Yes, of course. Sorry about that. Yeah, hi, Jess. Oh, Jess has been ill. Have you been ill, Jess? Uh, Not really, Danny, but I'm at home. Right. Okay, I'm not so sure about that. So it's not something I know of, Jess. But I hope you started to get on the road to recovery. It's not something I'm aware of. So sorry. You know where I am if you need a chat. Right, there we go. Okay, right, that's it. Good. All right, you obviously know each other then, so that's all right. Good. No poll came through. It should be in chat, Danny. It should be pinned on the top. People have voted on it, so I don't know how you can't see it. It should be at the top of the chat, like a blue box, or if there's a blue box with text. I don't know if it's there or not. I mean, I can see it, but oh, hello. What's going on? Oh, right, it's because I've paused it. Yeah, you'll notice if you look at the chat participants, I'm one of the chat participants because I want to. Oh, God, what the hell's going on? Hey, are we still connected here or what? Hello? Shows as a white box, Daddy. I think we've got problems, guys. I think we've got problems on my end. Here we are. Yeah, on my end, it's looking like might help if I press the play button. Yeah, it's looking like it's there. Yeah, I'm on. Phil's there. That's my brother. So yeah, there we go, folks. Phil's in. I think he'll rest Gray against Huddersfield. Yeah, you see, I'd rather him play against Huddersfield than Stoke. But I mean, that's just me. I'm not a football man. When we play teams in a low block, we need forwards that press, and Pirot doesn't press. Pirot likes to be, lurking around on edge of 18-yard box, doesn't he? I think when I look at him, he's always looking for this worldly effort that, he's going to bang one in from 20, 25 yards. And we've seen that a few times, I think, from Pirot now. So it's an interesting one. Oh, you found it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks, mate. Shows us a white box. There we go. Yeah. Yes, you're on. Uh, Chat's a little bit. The chat I'm seeing is a little bit jumbled up compared to the YouTube chat that you've got there. Right now, what do we know about Stoke, folks? Has anyone watched any Stoke matches? Has anyone been to the dentist lately? I think that'd be less painful, wouldn't it? Let's have a look, see how they line up with the stats and all the rest of it. 19th in the league at the moment. Expected threat or expected points ranking is 18th. Oh shit, get that off. Average age is a little bit higher than us. Minutes played, they've got a couple of under 21s. Looks like they had a good start in the season, doesn't it? But what went on there then? Rotherham, they beat Rotherham 4-0. Then they failed to score against Ipswich. After that, Watford got a goal there. Then they went 3 games without scoring. So let's hope that in fact, they've done that on a few occasions by the look of it. Huddersfield Town, they got 2 goals there. 1 against Hull. 3 against Bristol. And I mean, 3. What did we beat Bristol, didn't we? Was that 2-1? There's so many games, man. Honestly, I'm getting so confused. Didn't score against Southampton. Didn't score against Leicester. And then match day 12, got 2 goals against Sunderland, and ended up beating Sunderland. So looking at the results, going back, 2-1 against Sunderland, 2-0 lost against Leicester, lost against Southampton as well. That was a home match. As a Bristol City, they beat Bristol City 3-2. Look at that away result. That Hull lost against Hull at home. I mean, come on, how the hell did Hull manage to score 3 goals? 2-2 draw against is that Huddersfield? Isn't it? The Dog Botherers. 1-0 against Norwich. The loss there. So just these recent results point to me that we should win this match. Lost against Preston. Millwall again. Lost against Millwall. I mean, come on. We should be beating this lot tomorrow night, shouldn't we? Wednesday night, innit, folks? Ipswich 2-0. There we go. And then 4-1 against Rotherham Beef. So they've had a bit of an up and down season so far, haven't they? It's a bit of a weird one for them. Inconsistent results. Not consistent enough. I think that's the main thing. How are they ranking in terms of our averages? Below average on shooting, below average on chance creation, build up. Not doing too bad actually there. 72 versus 49.33. Passing is below. Defense is below as well. We'll just talk a little bit about the chart. What type of team are they going to be? Looks like they like playing the long ball, and they're going to be crossing it in from wider positions on the pitch. So there we go. Right, let's get on and have a look at the match preview. So this is a different one. Of course, this is Stoke in the blue, us in the green. So there we go. Field tilt, of course, we're way ahead of them in that. Counters, of course, we're way ahead of them in that. Set pieces, just slightly shading it, I think. And most other areas, I think defensive event height, so quite evenly matched on those parts. Vidigal is a attacking midfielder, wide attacking midfielder. All of their players are ranking quite a bit lower than ours in certain areas, but I mean that means nothing, doesn't it, on the day? Of course, Rutter 4.06, and I think I'm right in saying Rutter has created more chances, or it's not actual chances, is it? I think they call it big chances than anybody else in the top 4 leagues at the moment. So Rutte is the man on fire, isn't he? I mean, we're all talking about Somerville. Rutte, of course, Dan James manages to create that chance or get that first goal for us, help us get that first goal against Norwich. And there we go. So I don't know. I think I'm going to probably be saying I think we'll get 4-1 on this one, chat. I think 4-1 is my prediction. I think I'm going to go for. Let's have a look. What I've seen of Stoke highlights, they like to sit back, catch teams on the counter. Yeah, long ball up. You sat there, you pressing, then they'll just bump it up the pitch. Try and get a couple of runners going through the middle, cross one in, and catch teams out that way. I think you're probably right, Danny, to be honest with you. I think, the stat says there, doesn't it? Long ball, but I haven't seen any Stoke highlights, but there we are. Right, okay, well, we'll open it up then. I think 4-1 for me. Chat, get your predictions in. I'm just going to go and blow my nose. Goodness me, it's running like the River Nile. Won't be a second. You wouldn't ever see Gary Lineker doing that, would you? So yeah, we'll open it up. We'll just say any other business. If anyone wants to join, I should have done this earlier, shouldn't I? Really. If you've got any thoughts, maybe you want to maybe you want to come on and join me on the stream and give us your predictions. If that sounds like you, I'll put that open. If you want an invitation link, I'll shove it there. All you need to do, tap it. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to install anything, sign up for anything. You just simply tap the link. It brings you straight in. And once you're in, you can tell us a little bit about what you think the predictions are. So I'm going to go 4-1. Jess has said 3-1 Leeds. And what about your first scorer, Jess? Have you got any shouts for first scorer? Of course, if you want to come on and join us, you just tap that link there, folks, and I'm there waving my mouse around, thinking you can see it. Does it work? Because I know YouTube were talking about disabling links at one point, so I don't know if that's. Oh yeah, it looks like it's linked, does that? So that's all right. So yeah, if you want to come on, join and say hello, something like that, then that's always nice. And she's saying Pirot first. Anybody else in chat? That's a good one, Jess. I hope you're right. I think we're. I'm feeling confident about a win on this one. I know it's a bogey team. I know it's not a nice place to go, but I think when we get there and get started, get stuck into them, we'll end up walking away with 3 points on this one. So I'll just give you 20-30 seconds in case anybody wants to join, or maybe you've got a slow connection and I'm waiting or not. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy. Did anybody see the news about this fine that we've got to pay? 40 grand, 20 grand suspended. What do you think about that, guys? Have you got any thoughts or opinions? You can tap that in if you don't want to join. Just type as you're chatting. I had a look at it and I wasn't, I know people are passionate, but then it's a case of, and people love the game and all the rest of it. But you've got to think, control yourselves, because it isn't you who's going to end up having to pay. And the thing is, we're getting double punished, aren't we? Here, we're having to pay the fine, of course. But then this guy's got hopefully some kind of ban and some kind of fine as well. And I mean, they're talking about next season, the end of next season. Is it that we've got to behave ourselves and not have any more infractions? It's absolute lunacy. Um, and I think everybody just needs to just everyone needs to just calm down, don't they? Just keep calm. If you want to come on and join and give us your predictions, folks, and just say hello or something like that. Maybe you've got something else you want to talk about. This is the section for you, the segment for you where it's any other business. You can literally just click the link I've put there in the chat. Then you can join, and then I'll have you on, and then we can have a little chit chat, bit of chin wag. I always think it's nice to meet people, meet subscribers, and all that sort of thing. So just see people because I'm very lonely. Too much quality up front for Leeds. Stoke will struggle against us. I think against us. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think so too. I think we should. It could be a rout tomorrow night. I mean, I'm hoping I'll do a watch along for it. It's going to be another early morning Leeds sesh for me. I'll join you sometime, pal. Is that well? If it's not convenient today, no problem. If you want to join, anytime. There's a few other people in chat here, so come on, get your predictions in, folks. Maybe some of you aren't listening, or maybe you're preoccupied. But if there's no other business, then what I will do is I'll end the chat or end it in about 1 minute. Yeah, the whole thing about this guy going on and smacking Eddie Howe or assaulting Eddie Howe and all this sort of thing. There's no doubt in my mind that the stewards are there to try and protect people on the pitch as well as off the pitch. But, there would have someone has obviously tried to stop this guy getting on, or he's got on and nobody's been looking, or nobody's paid attention to him getting on the pitch, and that to me is I don't know how they can hold the club responsible for it. It's not the bloody club's fault, is it? And nor is it the present owner's fault, because it happened under the time of so Radrazani's got away with one there, hasn't he? And obviously the 49ers are going to have to, or Leeds United under the 49ers are going to have to pick up the tab for that. But such is life. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, Jess. I'll join you sometime. Yeah, okay, no problem. Thank you very much, Jess. It does take time. I do try and put a lot of effort in and try and make it as good as it can possibly be. And I think, I always try to improve it somehow in some way, whether it's just little bits and pieces, adding segments in and stuff like that, and trying to. It's about you as much as anything else. And if anyone wants to come on and join at any time, next time we do a live stream, be my guest, no problem. We can always, especially when you see the Talk Leeds ones, I can definitely open them up. In this case, and I'd like to do that a little bit more often, because I hear it's kind of mimicry of talk sport, right? I was sat like talk bloody sport. It's just two or three guys, we never get any coverage on that, and of course, people don't get to chat interactively much. I don't think. I mean, I might be wrong. Other than sitting on a what is it, on Twitter and stuff, Facebook and stuff like that. And for me, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I've just got lazy and I can't be arsed typing anything anymore. Do it live online if that's what you want to do. Definitely, mate. Love football, love Leeds. I'll join you somewhat. Thank you very much, Jess. Take care. Right. Well, what we'll do is I'll close this one today. Um, and let's hope that we can. I'll try and get a watch along scheduled in, and let's try and get a few people in on that one if they want to come and join. Hopefully, Stu will be joining us. I mean, I don't know if he's still there or not. I don't think he is. But if he can, great. If not, then I'll just do it alone that one, unless there's any volunteers, anything like that. So yeah, thank you very much for joining. Of course, if you're new around here and you enjoy the content and the chit chat, I'll put a sub button up here for your convenience, or maybe you want to go on and check out some of the content on my channel, and if that sounds like you, then this is a recommendation from YouTube. So I hope it's a good one, and I hope you enjoy whatever it throws up for you. All the very best to you. Have a great day ahead, and let's march on together and try and get 3 points against Stoke. Cheerio.